Okay, so first thing we're going to do in our Pilates class this evening is get warmed up. So we're just going to do a little step touch. All right, so the first thing is all about just raising the heart rate a little bit and then opening up connective tissues. So we're going to swing those arms up and round and back, so you can coordinate that with a little step touch if you want. And remember, I can't see you, and so it doesn't matter how you're looking. Yeah, make sure you're breathing and make sure you're thinking about good posture. So drawing those abdominals in and engaging through pelvic floor muscles. We're going to change the arm action to the other way around. So the other direction maybe. So sweeping around. So keep that one going. I'm just turning this radiator off. I can tell that it's going to get rather hot. Keep breathing. And then take your hands to your hips and then kick your heels up. Okay, so just step out a little wider, just load into the knees and see how that feels for you. And if you want to add an arm action, cross the arms across the chest and then squeeze the shoulder blades towards one another as you draw the elbows back. Okay, so heels are kicking up. If that feels too much in the coordination, just keep your hands on your hips. Or do just steady with the legs and do the arms, up to you. Okay, so now we're going to bring the knees up and you're reaching towards your ankles maybe, or even to your feet. So you're kind of taking the knees up and a little bit wide to open up around the hips and breathing all the way. Standing tall, landing softly. Keeping that good posture. And then take the feet maybe a little bit wider than hip and then just start to twist. So rotating through the thoracic spine. Relax through the neck. Relax through the shoulders. Okay. Keep that torso strong. Drawing your belly in and engaging through pelvic floor as you sweep the arms around. Watch you're not going to knock anything over. Breathe. So we're going to take that into a big sweep up, round, down, back. Okay, so just circling around. Bend through the knees a little bit. Roll it up, round, back. Breathe. Come to the top. Change direction. Don't hold your breath. Okay, again, keep good form, soften the knees, big sweeping round to the side, to the front, etc., etc. And then release and step the feet out a little bit wider. Okay, with your toes out. And then just squat and come back. So to a range that feels good for you. So a little bit more to those inner thigh muscles. Breathe, draw the belly in. Should be starting to feel a little bit warmer. We're opening up connective tissues, raising the pulse. Okay. Make sure you're breathing throughout. In through the nose, out through the mouth, and you're delivering that breath deep and wide into your ribs. And come up. And now tuck your toes inwards a little bit, so you're pushing out through your heels. Maybe go as wide, a little bit wider with the feet. In breath. Twist, exhale, reach. Soften the knees where you need. In breath, twist, exhale, reach. And as you reach down, that backhand, draw the arm in towards the spine. In breath, we twist. Exhale, we reach. Use that breath. Try to get more range, feeling a little bit more of a stretch into the back of the body. Work with your body. Use that breath. That should guide you as to how deep you can go into all of these twists and bends and stretches. And then release. Hands on the hips again. And let's turn one foot and maybe go a little bit longer so that when you bend that front knee, your knee is going to be above your ankle. Then you're just going to rest your arm down and we're going to sweep around. Breathe. I wish I was wearing a t-shirt. I'm already quite warm. Okay. That was because earlier, well, I've been out all day. And then changing direction with the arm. And then bring the hand down to the floor, opposite the foot, and pivot your back foot so your heels up. Straighten the back leg. If that feels too much, bring the knee to the floor. So the leg that's forward, same arm, reaches up, reach, open, twist, breathe. Come back. Let's do the other side. So you bend that knee, rest the arm down, and just take it into some shoulder circles, breathing. Sweeping the arm up, back and round. Abs pulled in. Keep that body nice and still. Change direction. So working into the shoulder girdle and then sweep that hand down to the floor and then pivot the back foot, heel up. And you can either have the knee up or the knee down as you take the other arm up to the ceiling. Breathe. Then we're going to come back round to the front with the feet wide, okay, and the toes in and the heels out. Soften the knees where you need, and then just walk your hands round towards one leg or foot. And just holding that stretch for a moment. Walking around to the other side, and again, take a stretch down. Come back to the center. And roll yourself up. Okay, so I want you to come to the back of your mat now. Stand with your feet hip distance apart and just check in with good form, toes and knees and hips aligned. Drawing in through your center and breathing deep and wide into your ribs. Take your chin through to your chest. Start rolling down from your neck, your shoulders, your upper back, your middle spine. Keep your legs straight or bend the knees a little bit. Try not to stick the hips out as we roll down. And then slowly come up and restack that spine. Shoulders back and down. Slower the better. Chin to chest. Scoop the belly in. Roll down through your spine. Soften the knees where you need. Try not to let the hips stick out. And breathe. Start bending those knees. Bend and stretch to the hands. Where are they going to be for you? They might be on the floor. They might be on your feet. They might be on your thighs. Keep your belly strong. So if you bend your right leg, you could rest an arm on the right thigh or take the hand to the floor or down your leg, whatever's working. Then twist to the left and open up through the chest. Stretch the fingers. Change, bending the left leg and twist and open up and breathe. And let's do that again. Bend the right leg, straighten up through the left and open up. What's your rotation like on that side? And change and roll up. Bring those hands down. Soften the knees a little bit more so you're more into a squat and you're taking the hands to the thighs and you're lifting your chest on the in-breath. You're tucking your tailbone under and scooping your belly and rounding your back and straightening up a little bit more through the legs for a cat stretch. Once again, tailbone away, lift the chest, inhale, tuck the tailbone, scoop the belly, round the back and open up through the upper back, lengthen through the spine. And again, inhale, chest lifts, tailbones away, and then scoop the belly and tuck the tailbone, roll all the way up. And as you come up with those, bring those arms up and then take one leg up to a knee fold. So we just add a little balance there. Hold it, find a point to focus on, come back down, chin to chest, roll down through your spine. Breathe. Roll it back up, nice and slow. Scoop the belly in. Reach the arms up. Raise the other leg up when you get up. Find some balance. Breathe. So combining that roll up and then into a knee fold balance. Roll down over an imaginary barrel now, scooping your belly in. So we're going to walk out now. Okay. Now, if it's too much on the wrists, then come down to your forearms because we're coming to a plank position. So we can either be holding it here or we can be down to here. Okay. And then we're going to walk back. So if you come from forearm, then you're going to come back further. And we're rolling back up, scooping the belly in, restacking the spine. And then once again, we're going to lift the leg. Okay. And then come back down, chin to chest, roll down through your spine. You're going to walk those hands out. Once again, you come into either a high plank or a low plank. Draw the abdominals in. Breathe, push the floor away, keep the thighs on, separate the shoulder blades, stretch the mat sideways. Walk the hands back. How straight can you keep those legs? Chin to chest, scoop the belly, roll it back up, restack. Stay with your breath. And let's take the other leg up to knee fold. Reaching up. Come back down, roll over that imaginary barrel once again. Try not to let the hips stick out to the back. Should be feeling a bit more flexible. Keep that core engaged as you walk out again. This time take the hands wider. And remember, if you don't want to be with the hands, then bring the forearms down. So we're going to do a press up from here. So we can either do it in this position or we can drop the knees. So we do a press up. So we do 3 of those, or if you're on your forearms, you could just do a little bit of a sewing back and forth. We come back and roll back up, restack the spine, bring the arms up, come to that knee fold. This time, kick the leg out, come back, kick the leg out, come back, kick the leg out, come back, kick the leg out. Bring the foot back down, chin to chest, roll down through your spine. Breathe, should be feeling warm. Walk the hands out nice and wide or come down to a low plank. So you're either going to do your press ups, the 3 of them from a high position, or you're going to take your knees down. So whatever you're doing, your head is well over your hands, your belly's drawn in. And then you're walking back up because we've got the other leg to do in our balance. So we come up, kick the leg, coming back, kick the leg, keeping the body still, finding a point to focus on. Come back down, feet hip distance, roll down again. Breathe, swoop the belly in, walking out. Hands nice and wide. So core engaged. You can drop the knees where you need. 3 press ups. As deep into those as you can. Keep the neck nice and long. Breathe in on the way down. Breathe out on the way up. Push back. Roll it up. Restack that spine. Should be feeling nice and warm. Lift the arms up. Lift the leg to knee fold. This time take your hand to your knee. Draw the leg out, stretch the other hand away. Try looking to your outstretched hand. Come back to the center. Drop the leg down, roll down. Breathe. All these big muscle group movements, we're definitely getting warm this evening. So we got another set of those press ups. Drop the knees where you need, head well over hands, in breath down. Exhale, push, keep that body nice and still. Breathe. Push back. And then for the last time, we're rolling up. Reaching up, lifting one leg to knee fold. Find your balance, find a point to focus on. Hand to inside of knee, draw the leg out, reach the other arm out. Maybe look to the outstretched hand. Breathe. Come back. Drop the foot. Scoop the belly and roll it down. Walk those hands out. Come to a down dog or forearm down dog. Pedal the heels up and down. Pull the belly in. Lift the hips high. Come down to your knees and stretch it back into child's posture. So deep and wide breaths into your back. Whilst you're there, walk your hands round to the right hand side and feel that stretch down the left side of your spine. Walk round to the other side and feel that stretch down through the left side, the right hand side of your spine. Breathe. From here, come down to your front and rest your hands down. You could rest your head down onto the back of the hands or just have your head lifted a little bit. Stretch your toes away, pull your belly in, don't switch off. Imagine the crown of the head is getting reaching away from you. Okay, so from here, just lift the head, press the floor away with those forearms and the hands, and just feel that lengthening out through the front of the body, lifting the chest, lifting the breastbone, breathing, and then slowly come back down. And once again, lift, stay with your breath, draw your abdominals in, push the floor away, and create space between your ears and your shoulders, and lengthen out. And come back down, resting the forehead down onto the back of the hand. We're going to do that again. We're going to lift up and lengthen out. And breathe. And then lower back down. Now release the hands out to the side and bend the elbows and lift those arms up. Lift the feet as well if that feels like it's happening. And you can imagine you've got your goggles on and those cheeks of your face are going for it with the G-force as we're doing our skydiving. So we're going to press forwards and inhale back. Press forwards on the out and inhale back. Remember, your feet can be down. Try to keep that chest lifted, the elbows lifted, work into the shoulder girdle here. Those shoulders have already taken some work. All right, with our press ups, but they should be nice and warm. Breathe out to press, breathe in to come back. Keep the belly strong. Draw the elbows back, lift the chest, keep the elbows high. And then release down with those hands back down, resting the head. So just take some breath there, deep and wide breaths into your back. Okay, from here, we're just going to do a little bit of work into those legs. We're going to lift the legs and then just do a swimming action with the legs. You'll feel this work as well into your lower back, those back extensors. So you can lift up if that feels good, or you can rest your head down. Don't strain the neck, so just look where it feels good for you. Stay with your breath, pull your abdominals in and breathe. So we're kicking from the hips, not from the knees, and certainly not from your ankles or your toes. You're kicking from your hips. Pull your abdominals in. And head can be where it feels good for you. And rest down, send the heels out. And just do a little bit of a hip side to side to release those glutes. And release the back. And breathe. Okay, from here, we're going to try lifting those feet again. And this time, turn the toes out and touch the heels together. And then try tapping those heels together. Pull the belly in and do what you want with that head, either resting on your back of your hands or lifted. breathe. So a little bit more work into the glutes now. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Pull the abdominals deep. Tapping those heels together this time. Starting to feel that work into those glutes. Breathe. Abs pulled in, long through the neck, head down or up. Keep breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. And then rest, send the heels out and just roll side to side. And take some breath. Whilst you're here, let's kick the right heel up and either roll onto your side to get hold of your foot or stay where you are. So just pull the heel up. At the same time, try not to lift the hips up, try to press the hips down. Try to keep the knees together. Release that leg and then kick the other leg up. Again, if it feels too much, then you're going to go to your onto your side and try to get hold of either the foot or you get hold of a bit of clothing. Keep the hips down, keep breathing. If you want more work, more challenge, both feet come up. And then you could lift the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades, press the feet or press into the hands or press or work your way down your legs. Try to get more range. And then release. Take the hands underneath and push back into child's posture. And just take some breath there. So deep and wide breaths into your back. And then from there, we're going to come down to lie down on your side. So you could stretch one arm out and rest your head down, okay? Or you could rest your head into your hand, bending your elbow, whatever feels good for your neck, yeah? So we're trying to keep the legs long, pulling the abdominals deep in, okay? And we're going to see if we can lift both feet off the floor. If that's not happening for you, then keep one foot on the floor or try to engage it as much as you can, lifting it and just lift one leg and lower. So we're either lifting one leg and lowering or we're lifting both legs and lowering. So you want to breathe out to lift and in to come back. And we should be feeling this work into the side of your abdominal wall. Try and get as much lift as you can with those legs. I know I don't get very much range here, but maybe you can get a little bit more. Abs pulled in. Try to maintain that stability. Maybe a hand is down if you need it, but only lightly. Okay, pulling deep in through your center and breathing. And remember, we don't have to do both legs. We can do one leg, okay? And if it's really uncomfortable, bend that bottom leg and lift. And then you're going to get more work into the hips here, okay? And then release. Now bend that bottom leg and come off of your hand and then take your elbow under your shoulder. So the setup should be bottom leg, bending at the knee. The heel's going to be behind you a little bit with the leg over it. Okay, so we're going to do some hip lifts here. So we need to set ourselves up with this alignment of elbow and shoulder. Free hand, take that opportunity just to lift your waist up and engage through this band here across your torso. Okay, and then lift up and reach the arm up and take a deep in breath as you lift the hips up. Okay, well, just keep breathing there, yeah? Now what we're going to do is we lower the hand down, we're going to lower the hips down, exhale, but we're going to keep engaged and inhale up and exhale down and inhale up. So you're never resting down on the floor. And you're using that hand to maybe give you a little bit more range. But for whatever reason, if you're not liking that in your neck or your shoulder, you could take the hand to the hip. Okay? Or it could just be resting down. And you're really trying to lift up through this lower waist, okay? And then lifting those hips up in your hip lifts. In breath, exhale, down, in breath, lift. And one more. And then hold it up there if you can. Lifting, 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 pulling the abdominals deep and come down and sweep around. All right, we're going to do the other side. So you're going to lie low to start with, and we're going to rest the head down into the arm or rest the head into the hand. Okay, so pull the abdominals deep in. And the other hand, well, you can either be just checking out what's going on with this work into your torso. And remember, if it's too much to lift both feet and legs up and off the floor, one stays down and then lift one leg, okay? Keep drawing in so that you're maintaining this stability all the way. Front hand may be down on the floor. That might give you an extra little bit of lift. Breathing in to lower, breathing out to lift. If it's more uncomfortable, too uncomfortable, you could bend that bottom leg and just lift the top leg. And then we're still getting that work into those abductors, okay? Lifting away. Exhale to lift, inhale back, pull the abdominals deep and try to get as much lift as you can in one leg or two legs. And last one, and bend that bottom knee. Come off of that lying down position and now rest your elbow roughly underneath your shoulder. So bending that bottom leg so the foot is underneath and behind a wee bit from the top leg. And then from here, we're going to lift up. So we're lifting up. So focus on lifting this lower waist. Reach the hand up if it feels good. Really focus on drawing the belly in. And as you lower, exhale, tap, inhale up. So we're never dropping down to the floor if possible. You can follow that hand, but only if the neck feels good with that, yeah? Open the chest, and as you come up, keep the belly drawn in. Make sure that that shoulder is comfortable, the elbow is comfortable, so something underneath the elbow where you need. Remember, you don't have to be lifted up with this top hand, that could just stay on your hip. Breathe in, breath down, exhale. Well, whichever way, it doesn't matter too much. When I was doing it with the arm, I was opening up here, which I prefer doing in breath. We're going to release down there. And then we're going to come to lying on your back. All right. All right, this may be the moment you've been waiting for. Okay, tuck the chin in and place your hands down by your sides and just take some breath there. Take that moment to feel that broadness across the back, okay, across the collarbones, and just breathe deep and wide into your ribs, keeping your knees steady. Place your first two fingers on your hip bones, take your thumbs under, arch your spine as you inhale, exhale, imprint your spine. So we're going through our pelvic tilt. So things to remember here, you're keeping your knees nice and still, the rest of the body nice and still, purely articulating the pelvis here. Just got the hands here on the pelvis so we can just feel what's going on. You really imprint that spine on the out breath. In breath, you arch the spine. Place the hands on the floor. In breath, arch. Exhale, imprint, then continue now to peel the pelvis, the spine up and off the floor. Coming up to your pelvic curl, squeeze through the inner thighs, don't flare up through the ribs. From this position, take an in-breath and then scoop your belly in, okay, and then sending that mid-spine and then all the way down. In breath, arch, exhale, imprint. So you're going to work this in your own time, yeah? But remember to initiate whichever movement, whether it's at the top or the bottom, with an in-breath, and really work sequentially through your spine. So remember when you're going from the floor up, start from your sacrum, into that lumbar spine, and you work your way up and you lift the hips and squeeze the inner thighs, and on the other way back then you got to get that middle spine into the floor first. Work your way back down. Keep the knees steady, keep the feet steady. Use that breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And next time we come up, in fact, just come down again, all right, and just hold it down there and bring your feet together, all right? All right, and they're the same distance. The heels are still the same distance from your sit bones, but we've got our feet together now. If you're not comfortable with this, obviously take your feet apart. In breath, arch, exhale, imprint, peel up and lift up. Okay, hold that position. So nice and steady, I want you just to lift one leg and straighten it out. Come back. Place the foot lightly down, and then the other leg. Breathe out and come back. So we're keeping that pelvis the same height. Breathe. So one way to check that height of your pelvis is to have your thumbs. It's this one, you know it. So the thumb just underneath the hip, and then the pinky just lightly on the floor. But you're not using those for support. They're just to check if you're maintaining that same height. Remember, we're bringing the feet back so that they are coming together. Abs nice and strong, hips lifted, press through the floor with the standing leg. And let's do one more. And then come down. And hug those knees in. Okay, just take your arms out to the side for a moment with your knees together and just gently roll to one side, but not all the way. Breathing out, keep the shoulders down, come back, inhale, and then hip roll to the other side. Coming back, and hip roll. Coming back, hip roll, and then back, down with those feet. Okay, what we're going to do now is just sweep those hands behind your head. Okay, rest your head into your hands. Don't pull on your neck. Draw your belly in and lift up. Chest lift, elbows back, exhale, squeeze through your belly and then come back down, inhale. Exhale, lift and inhale back. So don't pull on the neck. Doesn't matter if you're not getting very far off the floor. We're all going to be different here, so that's the beauty of doing these sessions on your own. As long as you're working, elbows stay back, belly drawn in, chest lift, keep the knees steady. Good practice to keep those knees steady could be to get a firm cushion or something between the knees. And these chest lifts, keeping the elbows back, keeping the feet still, crunching up, don't pull on the neck, rest the head's pressing into the hands, the elbows are staying wide. You're trying to get as much lift as you can. One more. And release. Hug those knees in again. And just place the hands on the floor and just kick your legs up and down. Exhale away, inhale back. If you're not wanting to do that as a bit of active rest, then you could do those hip rolls again, side to side. Listen to your body. So when you're working through the exercises, then really put as much into it as possible, and you work until, you feel that you've had enough, and then you take a breather, and then the next exercise you give it your all. So we come back to the floor again with the feet hip distance, sweeping those hands behind. So we're just going to add to this chest lift now with a little oblique twist, and we're going to do that 2 times on each side. So we come up, exhale, we twist once, twist the other side again, and then we go again, twist, twist, and back down. If it's too much doing the 4 of them, just do the 2. Inhale, prepare, exhale, up, and twist, and then just breathe as we twist. Don't hold your breath. So whatever's happening with that breath on the twists, you do that. So twist, elbows wide as possible, knees steady. Okay, so you curl up and you imprint that spine, and then you add that twist, that oblique twist. So today we're getting quite a lot of work into the side of the abdominal wall. Don't pull on the neck, remember. We're adding 4 little twists here. Okay, do them slow and controlled, okay? So there's lots of principles in our Pilates practice. One of them is precision. So really try to be really precise with what you're doing. And here we're trying to get as much range as we can. So we do one more of those because I'm feeling it. And we're coming up. 4 twists if you can. Obviously, just keep going if you fancy it. Come back down, hug the knees in. And take some breath and circle those knees out and round. Changing direction. Breathing. Place the feet back on the floor, hip distance apart with the hands down. In breath arch, exhale, imprint, peel up and off the floor, lift the hips. So when we're doing this next movement, if it feels too much being up into this shoulder bridge position, then just take the hips down to the floor. So draw your heels in a little bit tighter. Just get a little bit more lift, okay? So a bit more work, inner thighs, glutes, abs pulled in. So left leg strong, right leg to knee fold, lift that leg up, and then toes towards you, heel down, level with the other leg, in breath up, exhale down. So if you're thinking, oh, I'm not liking this so much on my back here, then just drop your hips down and do the same action, but you can take your leg a little lower, yeah? Try not to flare up through the rib cage, keep the abs strong, keep the hips lifted. If we've got the hips lifted, then let's just take that leg level with the support leg. And rest, hug the knees in, take some breath, breathe, and then place those feet back down on the floor. In breath arch, exhale, imprint, peel up, lift the hips, send the knees away and squeeze through the inner thighs and pull the abdominals in and lift the left leg, stretch the leg up, toes towards, so you flex through the foot, exhale, heel down, inhale, lift. Again, take the hips to the floor if it feels too much. Keep that standing leg really still. Heel down, toes up. Abs pulled in. Body stays still. Lift on the in. Exhale down. And one more. And then come down to the floor. Hug your knees in. And take some breath. All right, great stuff. Let's place the feet back on the floor, hip distance apart. Stretch the arms out and just have them hovering off the floor. Pull your abdominals in and lift the head and lift the chest and lift those arms, let those shoulders up. Stretch, 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 and then pump the arms up and down. So you're breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth, and it's this sort of pace that we're doing with the arms, yeah? All right, but we're breathing the same, okay? The breath isn't following the arm movement, the breathing is the same. So you've got around about 5 pulses for every breath. So we're into the 100 here, okay? You're trying to keep lifted, so try to keep resetting every now and again. Yeah, keep pulling up a little bit more. If your neck strains, take a hand behind your head. So keep pumping those arms from your shoulders. Anytime you need a rest, then take a rest. Right leg knee fold, knee above the hip. Shin parallel with the floor. Breathe. Change legs, one foot down, other foot up. Keep the knee steady, the knee is above the hip. So where you can, you work as strongly as you can through each exercise. If you start to really fade, then take a breather and then rejoin us. Drop that foot. Come up, both legs if you can, to a double knee fold. And breathe. If that feels too much, just take both feet down or one foot up. Can we keep going? Remember, hand behind the head where you need. Can you straighten one leg out? Stretch the toes, pull the belly in, breathe. Keep resetting, looking towards the navel maybe. Bend that leg and straighten out the other leg. So the leg that's bent, the knee is above the hip, no further, and the other leg's nice and strong. Remember to have a breather when you need. Can you take both legs out? So they're quite high to start with, and we're gradually going to start lowering them down. Pumping those arms. You're trying to lower those legs down if you can. Slowly, 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 slowly. And then rest. And then bring the feet in and hug the knees in. Take the head side to side and release your neck. And take some breath. Okay, we're going to stretch the arms out. We're going to stretch the legs out. So keep reaching one arm away, then the other, really lengthening back out through the body. We're going to get ready for a roll up. Now, the roll up part is the hard part. The roll back is the bit you want to focus on. Okay, so remember as we go for that roll up, when you get the hands up, you could take the hands behind the knees and give yourself a little bit of a boost up. Otherwise, we're going to bring the hands level with the shoulders, the chin to the chest, scoop the belly in, get the thighs on, roll yourself up with as little momentum as you can, and then stretch forwards. Then scoop the belly in, and as if someone's getting hold of that middle spine, pulling you back. Slowly, crown of the head still reaching away. Concentrate on this phase. Bend the knees where you need. Take a nice deep in breath up and over, hands level with shoulders, chin to chest, scoop the belly in and roll up. Now I know you're going to be feeling tired through those abdominals, through those core muscles, so this is going to feel tough. So again, as I say, focus on this roll back phase, keep good form, breathe. And then we're trying to have that flow of breath and movement. Okay, try to get as much stretch as you can at the top and roll it back down. Focus on your breathing. Try to get as little momentum as possible as you roll up. Scoop the belly in, roll back, nice and slow, keep the legs strong, everything should be switched on. Remember to take hold of the back of the knees as you're coming up, bending the knees to make this slightly easier and focus on that roll back phase. And one more of those. And roll it up. And breathe. Okay, well done. Great stuff. So you're up sitting. All right. Okay, so we'll do a little stretch now, and rotation. So let's bring the right heel up as tight as you can in towards your sit bone. Okay, and just take some breath there. And if you need to, you could put something underneath your hip there to bolster yourself up. Take some breath, breathe. From there, just let that right knee just gently drop out. So if that means taking the foot further forwards, do that if your knee's not liking it. And then just take the left hand down the leg and just stretch. Pull the belly in and breathe. Open up on that right side. Maybe you can get the hands all the way to your foot, but concentrate on keeping strong and square, shoulders square, stretching out and breathing. And release. So just 1 sec. I'm just going to let Bella in since she's giving us a bit of grief at the door. On there, no, on there. Okay, so we're back up with this foot, and then this time what we're going to do with this same foot, the right foot, we're going to step it over, yeah, if we can, and we're going to hug that leg. So here, hopefully you're feeling a stretch down the right side of the outside of the thigh and into the glutes. you want to add to that, sweep the right hand behind and take a twist. Okay, and breathe. Release. We're going to have the right leg long. We're going to draw the left heel in. Sit nice and tall. Remember to place something underneath the hips if you need it. And then we're just going to gently drop the left knee out. Okay? And we're going to walk those hands down that right leg, drawing the chest down, and breathing. So make sure that feels okay for that left knee and that hip. Okay, if you're not liking it, then you're going to take the foot further down, or you could straighten the leg completely, yeah, and just do a forward bend. Okay, and then we come back. Now, see if you can take this left foot and place it over your right leg, and see if you can hug that leg, and sit tall, and breathe. And then if you can, sweep that left hand behind, keep pulling on that left leg, and breathing. Now, let's see if we can get the soles of the feet together. All right, so I'm just adding you some stretches at the end of the class here. So see if you can bring those heels in as tight as you can. All right, and again, if you need something underneath the hips, then place a cushion or something. That'll help you get a little bit more release into the hips. So I've got my hands interlaced and I'm drawing the heels of the feet in. Okay, I'm going to take my thumbs now and open up those feet. So pull the feet apart using the thumbs, and then the elbows, they're going to work to the inner thigh. And try to draw the knees down. Maybe at the same time, you can be folding forwards a little bit. So breathe, listen to your body. And then from here, if you can, try crossing your legs. Again, something underneath the hips. Make sure those ankles are comfortable, etc. Hands to the floor in front. And then gently walk the hands forward. Okay, stretching out. You're going to feel that into your lumbar spine. You're going to feel that into your hips. Make sure the knees feel okay with this. Obviously, coming out if you're not liking it. Stay with your breathing. And then release. All right, nice. I just want you to come back. Give you a couple little more ab exercises before we finish. So hugging the knees in, curl the head up, stretch the left leg long, and then take it into a single leg stretch. So nice and easy. So the head's curled up. If you're not liking that, the head could go back, tap out to the knees. So we've had time to release a little bit from the abs, so you've probably got a little bit more left in you. Keep the body as still as you can. Breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. And then release. And take the head side to side, release your neck. Okay, we'll get a little bit of stretch into those hamstrings now. So let's curl up again. Once again, left leg goes long. Try to lift the right leg up as straight as you can and walk your hands up the leg. Now, if that feels too much, then you're bending the knees. Take the hand maybe behind the thigh or a little bit further up and you're pulling in this way. Otherwise, we're straight as we can and we change legs. We pull in and we stretch away. Take an in-breath change. So we've got a hamstring pull going on here. Breathe. Head's curled up where you can. Bend the knees where you need. Keep the body as still as you can. And then release. And roll those knees into the chest. And just take some breath there. And then last of our abs exercises. Oh yeah. Curl the head up, sweep the hands behind the head and rest the head into the hands. The elbows are wide. Take those legs up as straight as you can, obviously bending the knees where you need. The knees are more flexed, then tap down one foot, bring it back, tap down the other foot. Keep the belly drawn in, don't arch up through the spine. If you're able to keep the legs straight, take the heel down leading, the toes coming back. And preferably an in-breath on the way down and an out-breath on the way up. Pull the abdominals deep. Anyone who wants more work than this, both legs together, double leg, raise or lower. Okay, so you got those options. This is your grand finale, so work with this. Bend the knees where you need. Heads curled up, looking towards the navel, and then rest. So let's hug those knees into the chest. Take the head side to side again and release the neck. Stretch the arms out and open the chest. Tuck the chin in and take the knees to the right. Look to your left. Breathe. Keep the hands down, elbows down, shoulders down if you can, and then the other side. Look to the opposite hand. Breathe. Come back, both feet on the floor. Take your right leg and like you're cross-legged, okay? Just crossing that right thigh over the left thigh. And lift the left leg off the floor and go to your right. Look to your left. Bit more, stretch into the hips and into the lower back here. Breathe. Release. Both feet down on the floor. And then take the left thigh over right thigh. And also maybe bend at the elbow now. And then just push those hands away a little bit and open the chest. Now, can you keep the hands as they are as you lift the right leg, lift the legs up and go to your left and look to your right. So we're adding a bit more as we do this twist into the spine and into the hips. We're also getting that stretch across the chest and the shoulders. Come back to the center. Pull the abdominals in and breathe. Place the hands on the floor. See if you can just kick the legs up slowly and back. And kick. And back. And kick. And back. Breathe. In breath, tuck. Exhale, stretch. One more time, and then can you see if you can hold the leg up and push the heels away? And breathe. Draw the abdominals in. And then release. Hug the knees in. Roll yourself up. Spin yourself around. Come round to your hands and your knees. So hands around the shoulders, knees around the hips, belly's drawn in. So we're going to do a cat stretch here, yeah? So we're going to tailbone away and then look up to arch the spine. Tuck the tailbone, scoop the belly and rounding the back. And again, tailbone away. And tuck that tailbone, scoop the belly round the back and open the shoulders. And once more. Leading with the tailbone, trying to maintain that equal distribution of weight from hands and knees. And release. Okay, take the hands further forwards. Tuck the toes under, lift the hips up if you can. If you're not liking that, just roll all the way up. So if you can, you're in down dog. You're going to pedal heels up and down, drawing the belly in and open the shoulders, stretching across that upper back. So stretching the mat sideways. And then we're going to walk those hands to your feet. Now you could stay down for just a little bit there, scooping the belly in, shifting the weight slightly forwards. Breathe. Soften your knees. Sweep your hands around and see if you can interlace your fingers there. Okay, and then stretch those arms away. Tuck the head in. Are you able to straighten up through those legs in that position? Keep your belly strong. Keep breathing. Bend those knees and then roll up. All right, so one hand up, take that other hand to just above the elbow, take it into a tricep stretch. So you're just trying to drop that hand down. Yeah. And then change. And stretch down between the shoulder blades. And release. And just keep the feet still and just let the hands just tap against the body. And then from there, just sweep your hands up, take a nice deep in breath. And then exhale, soften the knees, cross the arms, in breath up. And exhale down. In breath up. And exhale down. And give it a little shake out. Okay, that's it. Namaste. All right.